Hi, hello. So on today's video, we will be talking about the placebo and the nocebo effect. And I'm reading it from a book called You Are the Placebo. And what basically a placebo or nocebo is, and what basically it stands for, is that it's all in your head. Everything that is happening in your life, all in your head. And I love how like the book starts by giving you like over 10 cases of where the placebo has been in fact, whereby you find that people who were sick, then they injected with some water without knowing, and you find that they're actually healing, you know, crazy stuff. And I know it can be easy for you to say that that's bullshit, you new wongo, it's easy to say that. But once you actually sit down and think about it, there is sense to that. It's actually all in your head. Your brain and your body communicate, and you cannot communicate to your body, but you can communicate to your brain. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So all you need to do is communicate to your brain, and then your brain will communicate to your body, and your life will change. And it might not happen like ASAP, like there, but it will happen if you actually believe in what you're telling your brain, you know. And the nocebo effect is the opposite of that. Once you start believing in a lot of negative, in a very negative way, a lot of negative things are going to happen. There's a book I'm also reading by, it's called Robin Sharma, The World That Money Can't Buy. And I love a quote that he says that we see the world as we are and not as it is. The world is okay. Trust me, the world is okay. But if you're not okay, you're going to see the world is not okay, And that's just it. That's the kind of information that you're feeding your brain, and your brain is going to help you to see that and justify what you're feeding it. In that book also, he says that there are 5 things that dictate how we think, and he puts it in a certain way. He says it's called PENAM. P standing for your parents, E standing for your environment, N standing for, what does N stand for actually? A stands for your associations, and M stands for your media. What does N stand for, bro? N. Your nation. Yes, N stands for your nation, the country you're in, the nation you're in. And I looked into that, and I actually saw that all those things they're just rotating around environment. So the environment that you are in and the environment that you put yourself in dictates how you think and how you see the world and how you see things. You're in a world full of negativity. Your parents brought you up with the mentality that money is the root of all evil and money is not good. Or the kind of influences that you follow and the kind of influences that are on your For You page preach the same message of negativity, and how the world and the government is against us and how they want to stop you from getting rich. You will see that in your life. Your brain will justify that. It will look for things and justify it. So stop it. It's easy. Stop. Just stop, bro. And start thinking about the positive things in life. Look at your life and the things that have happened in your life. Analyze the positive things that have happened in your life, like you waking up in the morning, you having a meal. Those are positive things. Focus on those things. He says in that book, the best way to start something, and the best way to start something is to start. Simple as that. It's to start. Just start. Start thinking positively. Start surrounding yourself with people who are positive and are talking about the things that actually matter and the things that you want to see in your life. Another concept that I found interesting is when I was listening to a podcast, The Diary of a CEO, and the host and the guest was Alex Homozi. I'm a big fan of Alex Homozi, and he was talking about how we have this understanding which is corrupted about how we should wait for reality to meet us, and that's a fucked up thing, and that's not okay. How the world actually happens is you taking the step in meeting reality. And what is reality? When you actually think about it, Reality is where the great you is, where the future perfect you is, because reality is what God created. Okay, reality is what God created, and God did not create you to be a sore loser, a complaining fuck. You understand that is where reality is. And if you sit down and write down, that future you that you want to be, probably you want him to be jacked as fuck. You want him to have money, a business that is thriving, his relationships with people are good. Do you know what you need to do? You don't need to sit down and wait for it to magically happen. You need to take steps towards that future. You don't wait for reality to meet you. You take the step and meet it. If you want to get jacked, you start working out. Every day you work out, and in the future you'll be jacked. Simple. You want to be rich, the future you is going to be rich. You start taking steps that will make the future you rich. You start investing in yourself. And when I say invest in yourself, I don't mean something complicated. No, I just mean you can invest time in yourself, invest skills, invest in skills, learn skills, read books, you know watch helpful content. Like Jakey, it's so fucking simple. So yeah, do that, and bye bye. And think about it, man. Bye bye. See you on the next video.